Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNSFANS. Let's get to the news now. This upcoming clash between the Cleveland Browns and the Chicago Bears is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing matchups of the season. And the big story, it's all about the young quarterback on the rise, Shedeur Sanders. The Bears' coaching staff is well aware of what they're up against. As Chicago's head coach Ben Johnson openly admitted, Sanders is no ordinary rookie. The guy's got talent, and he's making waves with his playmaking ability. Johnson didn't hold back when discussing Sanders ahead of the game, calling him a dangerous player and emphasizing how he's doing a fantastic job for a rookie, especially after that impressive game against the Titans where he threw 4 touchdowns. What makes Sanders stand out? Well, it's his ability to extend plays, create opportunities on his own, and keep defenses guessing. Over the past 3 weeks, that spark has been impossible to ignore. And honestly, it's exactly the kind of energy that can turn a game on its head. He's not just a pocket passer. He's mobile, improvisational, and flashes of high-end talent are shining through, even if his overall completion percentage is still a work in progress. His current stats, 769 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and a completion rate of just over 52%, tell us he's still developing, but the potential is obvious. For Browns fans, it's impossible not to remember his most notable game, the one where he threw for 364 yards, 3 touchdowns, and added a rushing score. That performance was a statement, a clear sign that Sanders is not just a rookie, but someone who can carry a team if given the right opportunities. It's that kind of performance that has everyone talking, and with the Browns finally finding some offensive rhythm lately, this game promises to be a high-stakes chess match. Cleveland's defense will need to stay sharp, especially in the secondary, as Sanders' mobility and improvisational skills could be a headache if not contained. But here's the thing, stopping Sanders is the key for Chicago. If they can keep him bottled up, they might just have a shot at controlling the game. But if Sanders starts to improvise, scramble, and extend plays, it could turn into a nightmare for the Bears' defense. And let's face it, that's exactly the kind of quarterback Cleveland has been waiting for, a young gunslinger who can ignite an offense and make big plays when it counts. The Browns' defense, especially their pass rush, will need to be disciplined and relentless. They've shown they can pressure quarterbacks all season, but containing someone like Sanders, who's got such natural improvisation skills, will be a real challenge. Now, looking at the bigger picture, fans of the Browns should be feeling optimistic. The team has shown resilience and growth in recent weeks, and with players like Deshaun Watson leading the offense, they've got a real shot at taking down the Bears. Cleveland's offense has been improving, and if they can capitalize on the opportunities and avoid costly turnovers, they can put pressure on Sanders and the Bears' defense. The game could very well come down to turnovers, execution in the red zone, and special teams play. But the narrative is clear. This game is a pivotal moment for Cleveland's season, especially in the context of the AFC North. The AFC North has been fiercely competitive this year, with every team fighting for playoff positioning. The Browns, sitting in the thick of things, know that every game counts, and a win against a team like Chicago could move them closer to that elusive playoff spot. And if they manage to contain Sanders, they could do more than just win. They could send a message to the rest of the division that Cleveland is back, and they're here to stay. It's about establishing a tone, setting a standard, and proving that their recent improvements are sustainable. Of course, the Browns' coaching staff, led by Kevin Stefanski, will have a game plan ready. They've seen Sanders' highlights, analyzed his tendencies, and know that his ability to extend plays is his biggest weapon. Cleveland's pass rush will be key, with players like Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith aiming to pressure Sanders and force mistakes. But it's not just about rushing the quarterback. It's about coverage, discipline, and forcing him into uncomfortable situations. If Cleveland can keep Sanders contained and force him into tough throws, they'll have a much better shot at winning this game. This matchup also puts the spotlight on the Browns' offense, which has been trending upward. Deshaun Watson has shown flashes of the elite quarterback he can be. And with a solid running game and improved offensive line play, Cleveland has the tools to keep the pressure on the Bears' defense. The Browns, receiving core led by Amari Cooper, will need to be sharp, creating separation and making contested catches to keep drives alive. The offensive line must protect Watson, especially with Sanders' ability to create chaos outside the pocket. Looking ahead, this game is more than just a battle of quarterbacks. It's a clash of philosophies, a young improvisational gunslinger versus a disciplined strategic defense. The Browns must stay disciplined, avoid turnovers, and capitalize on their opportunities. If they can do that, they'll not only get a win but also send a message that they're serious contenders to make a deep playoff run. And for Browns fans, it's about hope and patience. The team has been building, adding pieces, and developing young talent. This game is a test of that growth. Can Cleveland handle the pressure, contain a rising star like Sanders, and come out victorious? It's a question that will be answered on Sunday, but one thing is clear. The Browns have a golden opportunity to prove they belong at the top of the division. Now let's remember, this season has been filled with ups and downs, but every game brings a new chance to make a statement. The Browns have shown resilience and their defense is capable of making big plays. If they can get consistent pressure, stay disciplined, and execute offensively, they can walk away with a big win. But they'll need to keep their eyes on Sanders all game long, because if he gets loose, Cleveland's defense might be in for a long day. As the fans, we're all eager to see how this unfolds. The energy in Cleveland is palpable, and the hope is alive that this team can make a push towards the postseason. With Sanders emerging as a real threat, the Browns' defense will be tested, but that's what makes football so exciting, the unpredictability, the big plays, and the passion of the fans cheering every second. This game will be a true test of character, skill, and willpower, and Browns Nation will be watching closely. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So Browns fans, as we gear up for this crucial game, it's about more than just winning. It's about showing the division and the league that Cleveland is back to contend. The young quarterback on the other side might be the story of the week, but the real story is how Cleveland responds, how their defense steps up, and whether Deshaun Watson can lead this team to victory. Expectations are high, and the energy is even higher. We all know what this team is capable of when they play their best, and now's the time to see it in action. The division is tight, and every win counts. Be ready to cheer loud, support your Browns, and believe that this team is on the rise. The game will be intense, the stakes high, and the outcome uncertain. But one thing is for sure, Browns fans are ready to make some noise and back their team all the way through. Let's get it, Cleveland.